How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the old school Q&A summary. If you guys are enjoying this series, be sure to drop a like on the video and, of course, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your mum. This week, the Q&A kicked off with the introduction of a new member of the old school team, Mod Lenny. He previously worked for Jagex between 2016 and 2017 in QA tools. On the old school team, he's going to be working as a content developer. He's an avid RuneScape player who started playing back in 2005, and he plays old school consistently. Before jumping into the questions, Mod Archie briefly addressed Deadman and Runefest tickets. He said that Deadman tickets are not yet on sale, but they will be very shortly, and Runefest tickets went on sale yesterday. A player asked if the Saradomin light could be used to permanently light up an area which requires a light source, similar to the effect it has in the Zamorak God Wars area. Mod Kieran said if the community wants it, sure. Skillspec asked if anything will be done to combat oversmiting in multi. Oversmiting is where you are dragon speared and then 20 people hit you all at once with the Bandos Godsword spec. The game thinks that you've taken several hundred damage rather than your maximum hit points, and results in your prayer being completely drained. Mod Kieran believes that you should not be smoked for more than your health, but he said he would need to look into it further to figure out how this could be changed. A player asked if the player-owned house jewellery box could have a teleport to the last location option. Modwolf felt that this was unnecessary as the jewellery box already has shortcut keys. Code asked if the Serpentine helm will ever be looked at again, as it's currently outclassed by cheap helmets for everything but pyramid plunder. Modwolf suggested removing some of the negative bonuses so that it will be more effective as a hybrid helmet, but he was also adamant that the venom effect will not be making a return. Divine asked if enchanting jewellery could be made automatic. Manually enchanting jewellery would still be faster. Mod Kieran said that he doesn't mind this suggestion and that generally he's a fan of automatic actions existing, but being slower than performing actions manually. A chat pleb asked for an update on iOS mobile. The team that were present weren't able to provide an update at this time, but on Tuesday Jagex did address the progress of an iOS beta in a news post. Unfortunately, they gave no timeline, but they did explain the delay with the iOS beta. The difference in the approval system on the App Store versus the Play Store means that there's a 2-day delay in an app being approved following an update. If they launched an iOS beta now, the app would be unusable after a game update for multiple days. This is something that Jagex have accounted for and can solve in the long run, but the solution that they have is not yet in place. Another chat pleb asked if the team were considering reworking the defense of Tecton and Ulm in solo challenge raids. Modmaz said yes, and it's coming in this week's game update. Rock asked if a better way to obtain ingredients for Dynamite could be added. Modwolf responded by saying he wouldn't mind making sulfur stackable. Mad asked if more skilling bosses could be introduced into old school. Mod Archie said that there are no immediate plans for more skilling bosses, but they are discussing which skills should be considered for a skilling boss. There was a separate discussion in which the team discussed the controversy of a runecrafting skilling boss, while also praising the concept of skilling bosses in general as a less grindy way to train skills. Jim asked if there are any upcoming updates to look forward to as a player who isn't interested in Raids 2 or mobile. Mod Kieran said that while you might not be interested in the Theatre of Blood, a new quest does launch with tomorrow's game update. It's called A Taste of Hope, and it's a continuation of the Vampire Quest series. It explores the lore behind the theatre and progresses the Mayaki storyline. Mod Archie added that the Farming Guild is still to come, and spoke about a secretive update the team have been designing, the PvP arena. He described the arena having an ELO ranking system to help people find opponents of a similar level of skill. Thor asked if the farming yield of Limpwurts could be made to scale with farming level. The mods were all in favour of this change. Arjun asked for the in-game music player to get some quality of life fixes, specifically change it so songs aren't reset when you enter your player-owned house, and prevent world hopping from switching your music setting to auto. Mod Kieran said that, unfortunately, a lot of the in-game music system is locked behind the game engine. 2 asked for an additional canyon in which you can cannon Lizardman Shamans, or perhaps an instance. Modwolf said that he's not a big fan of instances. Mod Lenny agreed, saying that competing is part of the process. And finally, Mod West said, as an Iron Man and an intellectual, he isn't a fan of catering to Iron Men, as they've chosen to limit themselves. Tet asked how hard it would be to remove the black areas from the edge of the map and replace them with blue. Mod West said that it would be easy, but it would look naff. And at this point, the stream moved over to Mod Ghost for the sneak peek of the week. This week, he revealed the Pestilent Bloat, the final boss to be revealed from the Theatre of Blood. He showed off the boss's walk animation and previewed what appears to be an attack animation. From here, Mod Kieran spoke about the outcome of the Theatre of Blood player visit. He said that they received very useful feedback from the visitors, and they've already increased the difficulty of some parts of the raid. Mod Archie said that they'll be doing an additional playtest, bringing even more players into the office once they've worked more on balancing. A player in the chat suggested making it possible to craft buckets from logs, and to get ash by putting wood into a furnace. And the team seemed in favour of these small changes. Next said that when an ex-hardcore Iron Man is temporarily banned, they permanently lose their spot on the hardcore Iron Man high scores. He asked for this to be changed. Mod Kieran said that no, it cannot be changed, and Modwolf was pretty adamant that if you've cheated, you're probably probably shouldn't be there anyway. Art asked if the mining gloves could be buffed, perhaps making them work with gem rocks. The mod seemed in favour of this change, providing it's only an additional gem and not the additional experience. Modwolf also mentioned making the gloves work on pay dirt. A player suggested location-based Slayer, an opt-in feature for Slayer which requires you to complete your task in a specific location, rewarding you with a chunk of additional experience. Mod Kieran loved the idea, but he did have concerns with potentially further increasing the experience rate of Slayer. He suggested instead of experience, offering additional Slayer points. The team straw polled this suggestion and the result was 91% yes. Next up, a player once again suggested Black Graceful. There was debate between the mods about where this might come from, and Mod Kieran was just flat out against the idea. Again, the team straw polled Black Graceful and the result was 84% yes. Another player suggested Companion Skill Cape trims, an optional skill cape trim available to players with a second 99 in a related skill. This idea sadly wasn't very popular with the mods, nor was it popular with the chat. Mew asked if Q&As could be 2 hours instead of 1. Modarchie responded by saying that people volunteer to be on the streams, taking away time from their usual duties. On top of this, he said that there have been hundreds of developer Q&As since Old School was released. Finding new questions is very challenging, and filling an additional hour would just not be possible. F asked for the Evil Chicken cosmetic set to be 50 to 100 times more common. It currently requires 691 million experience in woodcutting done on oak trees to get the full set. Unfortunately, the mods did feel like there were more pressing issues in game that they could be spending their time on. President asked if there could be something similar to raids or dungeoneering for low to mid-level players. Mod Kieran got really excited and said that he would love to see some dungeoneering style content in Old School. He feels that it fits the game very well. Zem asked if the login screen could remember multiple account names. Mod Kieran said that this would be an engine change. However, he did mention that the engine team will be looking into the login system for mobile, so this could potentially be added. But no promises. Funny asked if fairy rings could be made more clickable. Mod West said that he would take a look at the existing clickbox and see how they might be able to improve it. Glenn asked if breaking coconuts for coconut milk could be automated, and after mocking the guy for the obscurity of the question, Modwolf said yes. And to finish off the stream, a player asked for an update from ModMattK on Crack the Clue 2. At this point, Modarchie passed on a message from ModMattK which read, "Yellow paper, blue rabbits." And that's all he said, so make of that what you will, and that concludes this week's Q&A summary. If you guys enjoyed, remember to like and subscribe and all that stuff, and I will see you in the next video.